she's well rested, I'm well rested, the whole family's happier, and you can have this too. This was not something that she was born with. She wasn't born a good sleeper. We had to teach her some skills, and in this video I'll tell you what worked for me, and maybe you can implement some of these strategies to work for you. I don't want to come across as harsh or rude because I never ever intended to use the words cry it out in my parenting experience. And unfortunately, that's the phrase that best describes what we did. I do want to get the mind from calling it sleep training to sleep teaching, because I don't know, there's the stigma with the word train. I'm going to train you to do this. It was an opportunity for us to teach our child how to learn this all-important skill. So I'm going to call this sleep teaching, okay? It's only been about 5 months since we've had this blissful sleep experience. The first 11 months of Olivia's life were not this easy, and I know that I played a role in that. I would hold her for her naps, or she would sleep in her pack and play out in the living room somewhere, and she would co-sleep with us in the evening. And while they're newborns, sure, that works for a month or 2 months or even 3 months, but eventually you'll get the signs that it's time to teach your child to learn how to fall asleep and to stay asleep. And we got those signs through the form of poor napping, frequent wake-ups, nursing not being able to help back to sleep, rocking not helping, singing not helping. These were red flags that it is time to teach her the all-important skill of how to stay asleep. Some things you should know first are that she was about 11 months when we did this. Whatever the age for you, I think that's pretty late. I think for our next child, we'd like to do it sooner if our next child is also lacking in sleep skills. Another thing to know is that she sleeps in her own room. At least at this point, we were done with co-sleeping, so this is all happening in her own room. We used blackout curtains, and I'll touch on that, and we used a sound machine, like a low white noise kind of machine. So by the time you feel ready, you're gonna need to do some research. You can research by watching other videos like mine. There's plenty of moms out there who can share their personal experiences with you. You can also do research through literature and through doctors and people who've studied this. And so 2 of the books that helped us, when I say us, I'm usually referring to myself and my husband, 2 books that really helped us were the Sleep Easy Solution and the No Cry Nap Solution. There were 2 issues. There was the nap issue and the nighttime issue. And at the time, we were ready to conquer both. Now you may want to, like in this book, the No Cry Nap Solution, you may want to conquer just the naps or just the nighttime. There is a book, the No Cry Sleep Solution as well, I believe. You know, same author, different strategies. We had 1 week. In fact, let me give you a light at the end of the tunnel. It was 4 days that were hard. Actually, the first day the hardest, and each day progressively got better. So 4 tough days, and since then we've had 5 months and on till forever, who knows, till those molars come in, I guess. 5 months of great sleep. So it's a small amount of comfortability for a long-term result. If this is your first time, they're going to cry, most likely, right? If they're used to being put down totally asleep, which she was, they'll be crying because they're not used to it. It's new, it's uncomfortable. So the suggestions are to check on your child in like ratios of time. So 5 minutes, then check on them again after 10 minutes. If they're still crying, wait 15 and check on them. So you're increasing the amount of time between each check. Now we did do that temporarily until, like one of the books, the reading suggests, if your check-ins are making it worse, then it's probably time to stop. And again, she was almost a year old. She was very coherent. She understood what was going on, and our check-ins were making it worse. It's like, I know they're gonna come in soon, and I can't wait to see them, but when they come in, they're not picking me up, and that upset her. So our check-ins had to just stop. We tweak everything to what works for us, so the state of awake that we're comfortable with was pretty drowsy. Some of these books will suggest that they're just fully awake, and we just weren't ready, and I still don't think I could do that yet. What I would suggest is getting a camera monitor if you don't have one. An audio monitor is also helpful, but the camera monitor helped ease me thinking, oh my gosh, she's crying so loud, what's going on in there? And I could see she's just sitting down, she's just upset. So that might help ease some of the what ifs and the wondering what's going on and the urge to want to go see your child. If you have a camera monitor, you can see your child without having to go in there and having them see you and not being able to pick them up or touch them or hold them. So it started off quite horribly with the first time doing this. She didn't sleep at all, 0 sleep. She was awake crying the entire time, probably 40 minutes, 45 minutes. The nap time wasn't going to happen, it was over. 0 sleep. The next day I do remember her crying for maybe 30 minutes, and I have specific notes on this that I'm keeping, and I'm going to refer back to them for baby number 2, but I'll just tell you the duration of crying shortened. The third day, maybe she cried for 10 minutes. The fourth day, 1 minute, and it was like, what? My husband and I looked at each other. Was that a minute? Is she done? Is she crying? Check the monitor. She's laying down. It was like a miracle. So the blackout curtains. Yes, that is my tip to you. That is something that I don't know if I read in the book, but it was just this instinct that I had that it was too bright in her room. I know that I can't sleep in the bright, like even the digital clock, I can't have any of that. I love just dark. And I kept thinking, it's too bright in here. How is she going to sleep? We've found some nice like thick velvet curtains in our stash. We already had them, we weren't using them. And they work really well for this kind of like fall, winter sunlight. We'll have to see what we end up using in the summer. If they'll still work, I'll keep them. But if not, I have to probably find those like authentic blackout curtains. But just some kind of thick curtain that mimics dark really works for her. I'm just a regular, ordinary mom, and these tips work for me. I hope they work for you. Check out those books I'm gonna list below. Find them at your library, find them on Amazon. You don't have to live with a bad sleeper. You know, that's kind of a sad title to have, I'm a bad sleeper. You just haven't been taught yet. It's a skill we need to learn, so let's take out the sleep training and substitute the sleep teaching, and let's teach our children how to fall asleep and how to stay asleep. This will benefit both their health and your well-being. Thank you for watching. Leave any questions you have below, any comments you have of things that did work for you, didn't work for you. If you'd like to see more details on the co-sleeping situation, because I did mention that a few times, let me know if you're interested. And even if you don't let me know, I'll most likely do a video on it here in the future. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it, so subscribe so you'll see it in your feed right when it comes out. Stay tuned, guys. I'll see you soon.